All right, let's cut the crap and get right into it. This is The Deep Dive, and today we're going to be talking about Mango.
Mango.
That Spanish fast fashion giant.
Yeah, fast fashion.
And you probably know them for their clothes, their trendy clothes. But this is going to be way more than just talking about fashion. We're going to talk about their journey.
Yeah.
From this small shop in Barcelona to having like a ridiculous number of stores all over the planet.
All over the world.
And yeah, we're going to talk about some of the messed up controversies that they've been tangled up in.
Oh, yeah.
So to kick things off, let's go all the way back to the beginning.
Yeah, to the beginning.
1984.
Back in the day.
Mango was founded by these two brothers.
Two brothers.
Isaac and Naman Andik.
The Mandik brothers.
And they were Sephardic Jewish immigrants from Turkey.
Yeah, which adds a really interesting layer to their story.
It does.
It does.
I mean, it's a classic immigrant success story, but with like a fast fashion twist.
Totally. Yeah, they started small selling women's clothing and quickly expanded their reach. They launched their website in 1995, which was pretty forward-thinking for the time.
Yeah, that's way before like everyone else was doing it.
Yeah, they were ahead of the curve. And then just 5 years later, they launched their first online store. So they were early adopters in e-commerce.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So they were ahead of the game on the internet.
Yeah, absolutely.
Damn. All right, so look at them now. Over 2,700 stores in over 110 countries.
It's a lot of clothes.
That is a shitload of clothes.
It's mind-boggling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where are most of their stores? Like, if I wanted to go on a Mango pilgrimage, where would I go?
Well, their biggest market is Spain. Makes sense.
Makes sense. Home turf.
Their home turf. But this is interesting. Istanbul, Turkey actually has the most Mango stores.
Istanbul. What the hell?
I know, right?
That's kind of ironic.
It's kind of full circle.
Considering the founder's roots.
Yeah, but, it's a globalized world.
It is. It's a globalized world.
Yeah. Fashion is globalized.
It is.
And Mango is a prime example.
Yeah. Speaking of the Andik brothers.
Yeah.
We got to talk about, the elephant in the room.
Okay.
Isaac Andik died recently.
He did.
And not in some, like, boring old age way.
Yeah. No, it was a pretty shocking death.
What happened?
Cave exploration accident.
Oh, shit.
December 2024.
Oh, wow. Talk about going out with a bang.
Yeah. I mean...
You're a fashion mogul.
Yeah.
1 minute.
And then the next?
You're exploring the depths of a cave.
Makes you think.
It does make you think.
Yeah, it puts things into perspective, for sure. His death is a huge loss for the company. He was a visionary.
So is he like the main guy?
Yeah, he was the driving force behind their global expansion and their brand identity.
Okay, so what happens to Mango now? Is it all going to go tits up without their fearless leader?
That's the big question, right? The company is now under the leadership of Tony Ruiz, who's their CEO.
Okay.
And he's been with Mango for a while, so he's familiar with the business.
Okay.
But, it's a tough act to follow.
It is a tough act to follow.
Yeah. Isaac Andik was a visionary.
Visionary.
So it remains to be seen if Ruiz can maintain that same level of innovation and growth.
Right.
It's a challenge.
It's a big challenge.
It is.
All right, so, someone going to Mango for the first time might think,
Yeah.
oh, it's a women's clothing store.
Yeah.
But it's actually way more than that now.
It is.
They've got Mango Man for men.
Mango Man?
They've got Mango Teen for teens.
Mango Teen.
And they've even got Mango Home for home goods.
Mango Home.
So they're trying to be like a one-stop shop.
It's a smart move, right? They're trying to be like a one-stop shop for a certain lifestyle.
It's like they want to be the Zara of everything.
Yeah. I
Right.
mean, they're trying to capture a wider range of customers.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
And speaking of smart moves, they've been partnering with some big names.
Oh, yeah.
Like Victoria Beckham.
Yeah, for a special collection.
That's got to give them some fashion cred, right?
Yeah. It elevates their brand image, for sure.
Yeah.
It's a way to stay relevant and attract new customers.
Yeah, I read this thing about them having a virtual store on Roblox.
Oh, yeah.
What the hell is that all about?
That's some next level shit, right?
Yeah.
It's all about targeting Gen Z.
Okay.
They're the future of the consumer market.
Makes sense.
And they spend a lot of time in these virtual worlds like Roblox.
So they're trying to get them like hooked on the brand before they even graduate high school.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like long-term brand loyalty strategy.
That's pretty smart.
Pretty savvy. Yeah.
All right, we can't talk about Mango without talking about some of their
Controversies.
controversies and scandals.
Oh, yeah. They've had their fair share.
Yeah, I'm not just talking about fashion faux pas here.
Oh, no. We're talking
some serious ethical and
Well-
PR nightmare.
Oh, yeah. The fast fashion industry has a dark underbelly.
It does.
And Mango has been caught up in its fair share of scandals.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think the biggest one has got to be the Rana Plaza factory collapse.
Oh, yeah, in Bangladesh.
In Bangladesh back in 2013.
2013.
That was when like over 1,000 people died.
It was a tragedy.
It was kind of a wake-up call for the entire industry
Yeah.
about the human cost of these cheap clothes.
Yeah, it highlighted the exploitation that often goes on in the pursuit of fast fashion.
And Mongo was sourcing from the factories in Rana Plaza.
They were.
So they were directly involved in this.
Which put them under intense scrutiny, of course.
And how did they handle the aftermath? Did they step up and take responsibility?
Well, their initial response wasn't great.
What do you mean?
They were actually one of the companies that refused to sign the agreement
Oh, no.
for compensation for the victims.
Seriously.
Yeah.
What the hell were they thinking?
It was a PR disaster.
Yeah, it sounds like
It
it.
seemed like they were trying to protect their bottom line instead of doing the right thing.
You know what that sounds like?
What?
Classic corporate bullshit,
Yeah.
you know?
They eventually did pay into a compensation fund,
Okay.
but the damage was done.
You can't just like sweep that shit under the rug.
Yeah, they tried to, but it didn't work.
It never works.
No, it really tarnished their reputation.
So aside from the Rana Plaza disaster,
Yeah.
what other controversies has they been involved in?
Well, there was that velveteen handbag lawsuit
Oh, yeah, I remember reading about that.
back in 2010.
Okay.
Yeah, a French designer accused them of ripping off her designs,
Oh,
but she ended up losing the case and having to pay Mongo 6,000 euros.
what? The designer had to pay Mango.
That's some bullshit.
That is some fucked up justice right there.
It's messed up.
Yeah.
And, it fueled accusations that Mongo was using its corporate power to bully smaller designers.
Right.
It was a controversial ruling.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
So it's like they thought they were untouchable.
kinda, yeah.
But they weren't untouchable because they also got in trouble with that plus size line.
Right.
Violetta by Mango.
Violetta by Mango.
What was that all about?
That was in 2014.
Huh?
And the idea was to offer a wider range of sizes,
Good.
which is good.
Okay.
Good in theory.
In theory.
But the way they marketed it was problematic.
What do you mean?
Well, they called it a special collection
Okay.
for curvy women,
Mm-hmm.
which made it seem like plus-size women or some separate category.
They're not a separate category.
exactly.
They're just women.
Exactly. It was tone-deaf
Yeah.
and insensitive, and it sparked a huge backlash.
And rightfully so.
People were pissed off.
Yeah. Did Mango even apologize?
They issued a statement, but it was pretty weak.
What did they say?
They basically said they were just trying to meet a market need.
Yeah, right. We're not being insensitive. We're just giving the people what they want.
It's the classic corporate BS.
Total BS.
Yeah.
Give me a break.
It was a PR fail, for sure.
Yeah.
It showed that they were out of touch with how their messaging was being perceived.
I mean, the list goes on and on, doesn't it? Like there was that whole thing with the war in Ukraine.
Right.
Didn't they try to play both sides and end up pissing everyone off?
Yeah, that was a mess. They initially tried to maintain a neutral stance.
Neutral stance on a war.
I know, right?
It's impossible.
They said they wanted to support their employees in both Russia and Ukraine.
You can't do that.
I mean, trying to straddle the fence never works.
It works.
And it backfired spectacularly.
Yeah. How did it backfire?
They were accused of being spineless and prioritizing profits over human rights.
Yeah, they were trying to have their cake and eat it too, aren't they?
Exactly.
So what did they do? Did they finally grow a spine and take a stand?
Well, they eventually caved to the pressure
Okay.
and announced that they were temporarily closing all their stores in Russia and halting shipments there.
Okay.
So that was damage control.
Damage control.
Yeah.
But I also read that they found a way to keep selling their clothes in Russia.
Oh, yeah. Through these franchisees.
What's a franchisee?
Basically, they're independent operators. Who can sell Mango clothes?
So even though Mango pulled out officially,
Yeah.
their clothes were still available.
Through these franchisees.
Oh, sneaky bastards.
I know, right? They were trying to have their cake and eat it too.
They were.
Yeah.
So they were trying to look good,
Yeah.
but also still make money in Russia.
Ooh, it's a tricky situation.
It is.
And to top it all off, they ended up selling all their Russian stores to these franchisees
Okay.
and took a 20 million euro loss in the process.
So they got out of Russia, but they still made some money off of it.
Yeah, they did.
Damn, that's some slick corporate maneuvering.
It is.
Yeah.
But it left a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths.
Yeah, I can see why.
It really raised questions about their commitment to ethical principles.
Yeah, do they really care about anything besides profit?
That's a good question. It's a tough one.
It is a tough one.
Yeah.
So they're in over 110 countries?
Yeah.
Where are all these Mango stores?
Well, as of December 2024, they have a presence on every continent except Antarctica.
Okay.
Obviously.
Makes sense. Penguins don't need clothes.
Penguins aren't exactly known for their fashion sense.
Right.
Yeah.
So where are they? Like, where are they really big?
Europe is their stronghold.
Okay.
Spain leading the pack, of course.
Okay.
315 stores in Spain. France comes in second with 184 stores, followed by Russia with 126.
Damn.
Yeah, they're big in Europe.
What about the rest of the world? Like, are there any surprises?
Well, the Americas are catching up.
Okay.
Chile is a big one. 39 stores, followed by Peru with 35.
Okay.
And guess who's creeping up the list?
Don't tell me the U.S.
The U.S.
U.S. is getting into mango.
Yeah, the U.S. is a growing market for mango.
Okay.
They've been expanding aggressively and now have 28 stores across the country.
So basically they're trying to conquer the world.
Pretty much, yeah. One stylish outfit at a time.
One stylish outfit at a time.
Yeah.
But it makes you wonder, like,
Yeah.
how are they so successful with all the
Controversies.
scandals, the bad press?
Yeah, it's the paradox of fast fashion. People love cheap and trendy clothes,
It's true.
and they often overlook the ethical and environmental costs.
And we're all kind of complicit in that, aren't
Yeah.
we?
I mean,
We all want the cheap clothes,
yeah.
but we don't want to think about where they came from
You're right.
and how they were made.
Yeah, it's like a cognitive dissonance.
It is.
Yeah, we want to look good,
Yeah.
but we don't want to think about the negative consequences.
So where do we go from here?
That's a good question.
What's the future of mango?
Yeah.
Especially after all this drama.
Especially with Isak gone.
Yeah.
I mean, the company's at a crossroads. They've achieved incredible success,
They have.
but they're facing increasing scrutiny.
They are.
You know, consumers are becoming more aware of the issues surrounding fast fashion.
That's good.
Yeah, and they're demanding more transparency and accountability.
So mango has its work cut out for it.
They do, if
Yeah.
they want to stay on top. Yeah, the fast fashion industry is facing a reckoning.
That's good.
And mango can either be part of the problem or part of the solution.
So what could they do to actually clean up their act and become a more responsible company?
Well, for starters, they need to be more transparent about their supply chain.
Okay.
They need to make sure that workers are being treated fairly and paid a living wage.
No more sweatshops.
No more sweatshops, no more slave labor.
Right.
And they need to step up their sustainability game.
Okay. How do they do that?
They could use more eco-friendly materials,
Okay.
reduce their carbon footprint,
Okay.
and, find ways to recycle their clothes.
So basically stop being so damn wasteful.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Okay, what else?
And they need to be more careful about their marketing and messaging.
Right.
No more tone-deaf campaigns
Okay.
that alienate customers.
And more special collections for curvy women.
And no more trying to play both sides during a war.
Got it.
They need to embrace diversity and inclusivity in a genuine way.
And they need to take a stand on important issues.
Right.
Yeah.
So basically a major overhaul of their entire business model.
It's not going to be easy,
It's not.
but it's necessary if they want to have a sustainable future.
So what you're saying is
Yeah.
Mango needs to get its shit together
Yeah.
or risk becoming the next fashion dinosaur.
They need to evolve or face extinction.
That's deep.
It is, but, there's always hope.
There-
Maybe they can learn from their mistakes
Yeah.
and become a force for good in the fashion world.
Yeah,
You never
yeah.
know.
But let's be real. They're a corporation.
Right.
Their bottom line is profit.
It is.
Are they really going to prioritize ethics
Yeah.
and sustainability over making money?
That's the million-dollar question.
It is $1 million question.
But, as consumers, we have the power to influence their decisions.
We do?
Yeah, we can vote with our wallets,
How do we do that?
support ethical brands,
Okay.
and demand more transparency from companies like Mango.
So we can't just sit back and expect them to change.
No, we have to hold their feet to the fire.
We do.
It's a collective effort.
Yeah.
We all have a role to play in creating a more just and sustainable fashion industry.
So before we wrap up this part of the deep dive, there's one more thing I want to talk about.
Okay.
I read that Mango recently invested in this ride-sharing startup
Oh, yeah.
called Hoop Carpool.
Hoop Carpool, that was a head scratcher.
Yeah. What the hell's a clothing company doing?
I know.
Messing with ride-sharing.
What's the connection?
Are they trying to become like the Uber of fashion?
It's a strange move.
It is?
Some analysts think it's about trying to appeal to a younger, eco-conscious demographic.
You know those hipsters
Yeah.
who are all about sustainable transportation?
Exactly.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. But it's still a weird move, right?
It is a weird move.
What's the connection between clothes and cars?
I don't get it.
I don't know. I mean, it's probably about brand association, creating a lifestyle image. Maybe they're envisioning a future where you can hail a hoop carpool to take you to the mango store.
Or maybe they're just bored and have too much damn money to throw around.
Could be.
Yeah,
I mean, it does show that they're willing to take risks and experiment,
that's true.
which, maybe that's what they need to stay ahead of the curve.
All right, so
Yeah,
we'll have to see how that whole ride-sharing thing plays out.
we will.
But let's take a break.
Okay.
We'll be back in a flash to continue our deep dive
Right.
into this fascinating, frustrating, and often fucked up world
Yeah.
of mango. So before the break, we were talking about Mango's global reach and, some of their more questionable moves. It's interesting how they've managed to stay so popular.
I know, it's weird, right?
It is.
Right.
You'd think with all this bad press and the controversies, people would be boycotting them.
You would think.
But it's like people just can't resist a good bargain.
It's true. I've been there myself.
I've been sucked into the mango vortex.
It's powerful.
Yeah.
It's that fast fashion allure.
It's like you see a cute top for like $15. You're
Yeah.
like, oh, I gotta have it.
You can't resist.
And then you forget about all the bad shit.
Exactly.
The sweatshops, the child labor,
The environmental
the
damage.
whole thing.
Yeah.
It's easy to forget.
And I got to give them credit where credit is due. Mango knows how to market their shit.
They do. They've been pretty savvy about tapping into different trends and demographics.
Yeah, like that whole Roblox thing we were talking about.
Oh, yeah, the virtual storefront.
That's genius.
It is.
To get those Gen Z kids hooked.
Yeah, they're targeting the younger consumers.
Yeah.
It's a bold move, though, right?
It is.
Creating a virtual storefront in a gaming platform
Yeah, who would have thought?
shows they're not afraid to experiment.
And it makes you wonder, like, what crazy shit are they going to come up with next?
Well, they've already ventured into the home goods market.
Yeah, with Mango Home.
Yeah.
Mango Home. They're selling everything from bedding to furniture.
So maybe next they'll open like a virtual furniture store on Roblox.
Right. A virtual mango couch.
You can lounge on while your avatar tries on clothes.
Yeah, that's meta shit right there.
It is.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Wouldn't surprise me at all.
It seems like anything's possible in the world of fast fashion.
But let's circle back to something we talked about earlier.
Okay.
The dark side
The dark side of fast fashion.
of this industry.
Yeah.
Mango's been called out for a lot of stuff.
They have.
The Rana Plaza tragedy,
Right.
their controversial marketing campaigns.
Yeah, they're questionable business practices.
Yeah, their track record isn't exactly squeaky clean.
Not exactly.
You know?
They've got some skeletons in their closet.
They do.
For sure.
Makes you wonder, like, how much are they actually doing to address these issues?
Yeah, that's the question.
Are they making, like, surface level changes?
Right, just for good PR.
Or are they actually
Yeah.
committed to making real, lasting improvements?
It's hard to say for sure.
It is.
They've made some public statements
Right.
about their commitment to sustainability
Okay.
and ethical sourcing,
Good.
but it's difficult to know, how much of that is just lip service.
Right. Actions speak louder than words.
Exactly.
So what concrete steps have they taken?
Well, they have implemented some initiatives,
Okay. Like what?
like using more sustainable materials in
Uh-huh.
some of their collections.
Some.
Yeah, and they've joined some industry groups
Okay.
that are focused on improving labor standards.
So it's not all just talk.
No, it's not all talk.
But is it enough? Are they actually moving the needle on these issues?
That's the big question.
It is a big question.
And it's one that consumers need to keep asking.
Yeah, we got to hold their feet to the fire.
We can't just take their word for it.
Exactly.
We need to demand transparency and
Right.
hold them accountable for their actions.
Yeah.
It's easy to get seduced by those trendy clothes and those low prices.
Oh, it's so evil.
It's so easy, but we have to be conscious of the impact our choices have.
It's like a moral dilemma disguised as a shopping spree.
Exactly.
It is.
Yeah, but at least we're having these conversations now.
That's true.
Awareness is the first step towards change, right?
It is. It is.
And the more pressure we put on these companies,
Yeah.
the more likely they are to make real changes.
So what's next? What's the future of Mango?
Yeah, and what's the future of fast fashion in general?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Well, the fast fashion industry is facing a reckoning.
Yeah, I think so.
Consumers are demanding more sustainable and ethical practices.
It's a good thing.
It is a good thing, and brands that don't adapt are going to be left behind.
So to adapt or die for Mango.
Pretty much.
Wow.
But they've already shown a willingness to experiment
Yeah,
with their forays into the metaverse and their investments in ride sharing.
right.
So it's possible that they could become a leader in sustainable fast fashion.
But that would require a major shift in their thinking, wouldn't it?
It-
Like they'd have to prioritize ethics and sustainability over profits.
That's the challenge.
Yeah.
But it's not impossible.
Yeah.
There are brands out there that are proving that it can be done.
Yeah. But those brands are usually smaller.
Right.
And more niche.
Yeah.
Can a giant like Mango really change its ways?
It's a tough question.
It is a tough question.
It is. But it's one that we need to keep asking.
Yeah.
And we need to keep pushing them to do better.
So in the end, what's the verdict on Mango?
Yeah.
Are they a villain, a hero,
Yeah.
or something in between?
I think they're a reflection of the industry as a whole.
Yeah.
They're a company with a lot of potential, but they've also made some questionable choices.
Right.
So it's up to us as consumers to decide
Yeah.
what kind of future we want for them.
For them
Yeah.
and for the fashion industry as a whole.
For the whole industry.
Damn, that's some deep shit.
It is deep.
But you're right. It all comes down to us.
It does.
We have the power to shape the industry with our choices.
We do.
So the next time you're browsing through those tempting Mango racks,
Yeah.
remember what we talked about today?
Think about the bigger picture.
Ask yourself, what's the real cost of that cheap outfit?
Exactly.
Is it worth it?
It's a question we all need to ask ourselves.
Yeah. So we've talked about Mango's global reach, their ethical issues, all that stuff.
Yeah.
But one thing that really stood out to me
Yeah.
was this whole hoop carpool thing.
Yeah. Their investment in the ride-sharing startup.
That's just weird.
That's a strange move.
Like, what does the fast fashion giant have to do with ride sharing?
I don't know. It's a head-scratcher.
It's not like they're selling car accessories,
Right.
you know?
Yeah. It's a weird fit.
I mean, I get the Mango home thing.
Okay.
They're like branching out into home goods.
Yeah. It's
All about lifestyle.
Yeah.
But ride sharing, it's just so random.
It is random.
I don't get it.
Maybe they're trying to appeal to, like, those eco-conscious millennials, you know?
The Gen Z, the ones who are all about sustainability.
Yeah, reducing their carbon footprint.
Like, they're more likely to carpool or take public transportation.
Right.
You know?
It's possible.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe they're just hedging their bets,
Okay.
diversifying their portfolio,
Yeah.
seeing what sticks.
It's a big risk, though.
It is a risk.
What if it flops?
Yeah. What if nobody uses Hoop Carpool?
Right.
It could be a financial drain,
Yeah.
a PR nightmare.
Could be.
Yeah.
But if it works,
But if it were,
could be huge for them.
yeah, they could position themselves as like this forward-thinking company
Yeah.
that's not afraid to shake things up.
It's a way to rebrand,
Right.
get away from the fast fashion.
Yeah.
You know,
Like the negative associations,
Yeah.
sweatshops,
environmental damage.
the ethical mess.
They could be like, we're more than just cheap clothes.
Right.
We're about sustainability,
Yeah.
community.
Doing a positive impact.
It's a bold move.
It is a bold move.
Only time will tell if it's a good one.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see.
We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
All right, so I think it's time to wrap up this deep dive.
Okay.
We've explored the highs and lows of Mango,
We have.
their triumphs and failures,
Yeah.
their ambitions and contradictions.
It's been a fascinating journey
It has.
through the world of fast fashion,
It
a
is.
world that's both alluring and troubling.
It is alluring,
It is.
but it's also troubling.
Yeah.
I think Mango's a product of its time,
Yeah.
but it also reflects the challenges that the entire fashion industry is facing.
Right. The industry as a whole.
They've achieved incredible success,
They have.
but they've also made some really questionable choices.
They have.
They're a company that's constantly evolving,
Yeah. For
adapting,
new trends.
trying to stay ahead of the curve,
Yeah. They're trying to stay relevant.
but they're also facing a reckoning.
They are.
Consumers are demanding more,
More transparent.
more sustainability,
More ethical practices.
and Mango needs to step up.
It's-
The whole industry needs to step up.
Yeah, the whole industry.
So what's the final takeaway here?
I think the main takeaway is that fashion is more than just clothes.
Yeah.
It's a complex system
Yeah.
with far-reaching consequences.
Yeah.
And our choices as consumers matter.
They do.
We have the power to shape the industry
With our wallets.
with our wallets.
So the next time you're tempted by those cheap clothes,
Yeah.
just take a moment to think.
Yeah.
Think about the bigger picture.
Who made them?
How were they made?
What's the real cost of that bargain?
Good questions.
It's about being conscious consumers,
Yeah.
asking questions,
Right.
demanding better
From the brands we support.
from the brands we support.
All right, folks. That's it for our deep dive into the world of Mango.
That's a wrap.
It's been a wild ride,
It has.
full of twists and turns.
Yeah.
Some thought-provoking insights.
I hope you enjoyed the journey.
I hope you did too.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening, and stay woke out there.